Hi, my name is Jennifer and I am the founder of Anciela. This is posted by Post Urban. Anciela came about probably about 4.5 years. And this is how Anciela was born. I just did a very few clothing pieces. And the idea was, okay, can I make a fashion label that has at the front and at the core of the brand sustainability, culture, inclusivity, and diversity? So that was always the challenge. And yeah, I mean, it's been 4.5 years. So I would say, yes, that's what the brand became, and I'm excited. So the first thing I did to bring Anciela to life was, in a way, figuring out how to showcase the brand. So I had no resources, so it was mainly like friends and family who helped me out realize this vision. And we did it in Brixton because a friend worked at the market. And then there's a few Colombian places, so it's a bit of a Latin hub in London. So we just used that space. They allowed us to be there for the day. And I just had a capsule collection, so we showcased a couple of the pieces. I asked a few dancer friends to come and wear the pieces and dance with them. We offered Colombian snacks, Colombian drinks, and that was it. It was just celebration between, among friends and family. I mean, London is a tough city. It's very competitive. It's a cutthroat industry. So what do we think of help? What does that mean? Is that money? Is that influence? Is that friends? In my case, it was really good friends and family supporting me. We are just very crafty. I mean, we made it work. We're always hustling, like finding, spaces, opportunities. Perhaps what was more of what I would think of help, which is like real influence when people started noticing the brand. So I got a DM from Ursula de Castro from Fashion Revolution. And I couldn't believe it. And I remember that being like, wow, this is amazing, how I didn't think I was good enough for a fashion revolution. Her support to myself and the brand has been very instrumental. We did different showcases, exhibitions. So I've been just so grateful to be part of that community. And it's just meant the world to me, obviously from being a fangirl of Ursula. And now I can call her a friend and a mentor as well. So that's amazing. I would say something unexpected, which is always like the most exciting parts of the journey that you cannot anticipate. I got just an email with an urgent and like confidential subject, so I'm always really curious what it is. And they had invited me as a panelist for the Billie Eilish's Overheated sustainable event. And I remember thinking, this is a scam, massive imposter syndrome. Because I thought, I'm like such a small player, I'm like such a small brand. So it was funny to be in that setting, but at the same time, it was so empowering, and it just made me very hopeful of the future, that people like Billie Eilish and Maggie Bird would really invest in how to deal with climate change, what we can do, get the information out to their fans, the people, the young generation. And also allowing, all of us to have this space and this platform. So that was really, really special. I think I'm going to cherish that forever. I have to be my best cheerleader most days. I remember when I had a job and it's 9 to 5, you go home, you forget. Obviously, when you have a business, it's every day, so you end up working very long. Obviously, yes, it's gratifying, it's more meaningful, but it is really, really tough. I would say this was last year in the summer. I was applying for this renowned artist residency. They called me up for the interview. I was so excited. And then I got into the room, and then it was the worst interview that I could have had. It was horrible. And then basically that person, art lady, white, privileged, it was all packaged together. She basically did not see the purpose behind my brand, because according to her, that community here in the UK did not exist. She said, why don't you go to New York, where there are more Latinos, and then perhaps someone would care there? And I remember being so angry, because obviously I did want to get into the residency, but also I thought, this is how invisible our community is in the UK. Because the numbers are really high. The diaspora is there already for 3 generations. The next day I realized that that's what I do. And basically the purpose was to not only prove her wrong, but just to somehow keep, harnessing our voices and in our diaspora and our communities. So then that doesn't happen, that she doesn't ask that question for the next Latino artist that comes to her interview. So I guess maybe that keeps me going. I'm not sure. Could be different every year, but I remember that was really striking. And also like a friend of mine was very supportive and he said, well, but that's basically what you're doing. So just keep doing it. And it was just very encouraging. And that's what I try to keep in mind every year. Yeah.